Hello and welcome to another episode of Commander Durdle. So here's my Dark Ascension card pool. So 12 packs from Dark Ascension, and as you can see here, if we look at the rares and mythics, got some interesting things, but we do have a legendary creature. So that's what I'm going to build around. So if we flip over to my slimmed down version, so this is the remaining cards with all of the off colour cards taken out. Also I would have taken out any ones which would be white in the casting cost, but had, if they were flashback cards, had off colour flashback costs as well. So now all I've got to do is prune this down. So let's have a look and see. Now with Thalia, it's got first strike and non-creature spells cost one more to cast. So I imagine we'll be going down a white hate bears route. So it's going to start suggesting to me cards which basically make things very miserable for our opponents. Yeah, so I'll have to see how that progresses in the deck. I've buffed up, or I've increased the land count up to 34 for the moment. I've used some land from Innistrad. And also in that card pool, we had a Haunted Fengraf as well. So I think I'm going to just leave that in there and allow me to get some stuff back from my graveyard, albeit random, seeing as we've got that. I also made a comment at the end of the set musings video for this. After we do Avacyn Restored, so we've got this episode of Commander Durdle and then the Avacyn Restored episode of Commander Durdle. I'm going to slightly change how I construct the card seed. So this bit, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to manually seed it with cards from the set. So when we get to M13, what I will do is I will actually pick a legendary creature from that set which plays to one of the set's themes or mechanics, and then I will pull in cards from that set that specifically play to that theme or mechanic from the set, and then I will use the algorithm to make choices. So the idea is that we'll see decks which much better sort of showcase the themes and the mechanics of the set. So I figured I'd give that a go going forward, particularly as thematically, as we move from M13 onwards, we should see better commanders for that, ones that may be better mesh to the generally to the themes and mechanics of the set. And I know we've seen that in previous sets, and I know we you'd sometimes see that in an intro deck, but that wasn't always the case. So we're sort of going back in that direction, but I'm not going to be using intro decks as my seed. I'm going to be manually seeding it, but that's not going to happen until M13. So just a heads up for that. And of course, if that doesn't work out very well, then I will just switch back. So target permanent you control gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn. Yeah, no. Bother at all. Nope. Oh, that's good. So that definitely, yeah. Enchanted player can't cast more than one spell each turn. So we'll have that. Yeah, there's better control cards than that. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Yeah, better graveyard hate than that we could use. I don't know if I'm going to end up with much here actually to work with, so we'll see. White human tokens. I'll come back to that. No. No. Oh dear, no. It's about full move attacking. Yeah, none of these are really strong enough. Might be interesting. No. Okay, this creature does one damage to the target creature or player, and no. Oh dear. Oh, why not? So. Yeah, and basically because I knew that this was going to go so strongly down the hate bear route, I've pretty much pruned everything, including that. So let's just even see if it's. I don't think this is going to run, in which case I'm just going to have to add a few hate bears in here. What did I just do? It's better. Yeah, that happens. So, what would be nice in here? That's good because that echoes that ability. Oh, I know. Nice. I'll tell you what, we're in white. You know what I'm going to want to play, although it doesn't really. Just our wrath effect. It's Phyrexian Rebirth. I think that's quite enough, but oh yeah, we're good. Right, so we're on a roll here. This probably deck is just going to build itself because there's so few other cards in here. They're going to dilute the theme, that it'll become really obvious really quick what cards to do. So it's going to be a heavy creature deck. Let's have a look at some. Let's just see what planeswalkers we get suggested, if any. Let's go heavy with the creatures. Because obviously non-creature spells cost one more to cast across the board. So we're not being suggested any planeswalkers at all by the algorithm. Would we even want like something like an Elspeth in here? Or maybe a Gideon? Is there anything that echoes? Do I even want to bother with a Planeswalker? Let's not even bother. So, low cost utility, because non-creature spells are going to cost more than... There's one more to cast when Thalia's in play, and it's only 1 and a white to play. So it looks like it's just going to be the usual suspects. Don't know whether that's... So we'll do that. We'll do a Path to Exile. I don't think we're not going to end up playing that many artifacts, or... I suppose because of that, maybe it is good to have that. But definitely low cost. Silence. And as far as white removal is concerned, I'm also very tempted take it out. Everything needs to be really tightly costed for this deck. Look, Armageddon. Why not? Breath of God. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, like you remember what I said about this deck building itself. It's not going to offer as many suggestions beyond that. But we don't need to play much of this, I don't think. Artifact wise, again, low on the curve. Enchantments, I think I know what's going to come up here. Each player can't draw more than... So again, this is all going to be very miserable for our opponents. Each player can't draw more than... just lock it all down. So what was that from originally? It was in Return to Ravnica. That was Kaladesh. Okay. So I'm just keeping one eye on them. So that now becomes a 5 mana spell. Okay. Oops. I did not want to do that. So I'm just playing around with the artwork. There we go. What was the original Armageddon artwork? Wow, that's going back a bit. Ooh, I know it's not Black Border. I do like... What was the Portal Second Age one then? Oh, there we go. That's cool. I bet that's expensive. Oh, not too bad. Yeah, anyway. I digress. Right, so... we better move on to artifacts, hadn't we? Right, we want a soul ring. Not artifact spell. Yep. Yep. So I'm just trying to decide whether I'm going to have anything spitting tokens out. It's going to be handy. So sometimes if you do that and then go back in again, I do need to still decide on utility land. That's the only thing. just take it up to 10. Let's just have Swiftfoot boots. Okay, so creature time. Let's just load it up with creatures. Oh, it's got, of course, Grand Abolisher. Right, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere. So again, I'm going to keep one eye on the casting cost as well. Spell each turn. Okay. Your control, power 2 or less. Draw a card, yes please. Leveling ones. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. So that only works if I don't have any ETB. So I'm going to remember I don't want to be playing stuff like that if I'm playing that. Of course, the problem here is what's my win con? I've got to have that. I know it's a high casting cost thing. Not really doing life gain, so might as well play that. Oh, hang on. I can't do that. Yeah. Be careful here. I want ones that basically just have an effect, a static effect, rather than ETB if I'm playing wherever that, what's it called, Hushbringer. Which ends in the battlefield or a dying card don't cause abilities to trigger. Not paying a ton of equipment, but might be just nice to play that. No, saying that. Okay, 5 cards. Yeah, this is most definitely a fun police deck. I don't know if I'd recommend playing this. It's just fun to put together. Okay. The trouble is I've got so many cards that lock down things, I've got to be careful that I don't end up nerfing my own cards. That's why things get very confusing. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, sounds good. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty cool. One more to go in here. Okay, so there we have it. Oh, of course, utility land. Nearly forgot, as I often do. Okay. Yep. Okay. Ghost Quarter, yep. I suppose I should be playing Land Hate. Okay, so if we export this, oh yeah, very low. Okay, so play out my planes. Funny. So I'm already manuscript. Oh dear, that's ironic. So I can't play anything anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is not good. So at this point I can play my Thalia. Okay, funny. So either that or that. Oh, hang on, did I miss that? Maybe I missed the Emeria was in here, yeah. Probably missed that. Oh dear, it's funny. And I'd have to discard as well, yeah, that was a mess. So let's just check this. That. Might as well get a Mother of Runes out. And we got a Wrath. Play that, which means we can then get Thalia out. Oh, that's a little bit better. And we get that out. Which effectively locks our players down a little bit. We can get that out and start searching our library for a land card, depending on our things. So yeah, I mean it's starting to do what it's supposed to do. In that it's making our opponents very miserable, plus everybody miserable, plus people that are playing non-creature spells, and in some cases it's making us very happy. I think probably the players would just give up rather than we have any particular win condition. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I suppose you could build under this guise. You might be able to build some sort of white combo deck, but not the funniest deck I've ever built. But anyway, that gives you some idea of what sort of deck you might end up with if you attempt to use Thalia as your general. So there we have it. I think I'll stop it there before I make myself even more miserable looking at the monstrosity I have produced here. Yeah, this is not a fun deck to play. It's not my style at all, actually. No. I'm just looking at some of the cards that are coming up. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to slightly changing the way I do the pool, actually. So that'll be good if I can just select a particular commander from the set and then try and build around set mechanics. It definitely makes it a bit more fun. So thanks once again for watching. We'll have one more Commander Durdle in this format after this when we do Avacyn Restored. Just looking ahead here, yeah, it's a bit more of an interesting commander for that one, and then after that, M13 onwards, I'll start selecting commanders from each set and go from there. So bye for now, and I will catch you in the next episode.